A lot of us, somehow, gusto nating makapag-contribute ng maayos sa ating mga kanya-kanyang organization. Wala akong nakausap na pumasok sa HR na wala lang. And they really wanted to add value. But the question is always, paano? Yung efficiency and effectiveness natin is always dependent on our mindset. Now, bakit ko kailangan munang tanungin kung ano yung framework natin? Because sometimes our framework will lead us into this. Depende doon sa ating framework kung paano na-appreciate ng top management yung ating ginagawa. Yun din yung magdidikta sa participation natin as an employee and as a department. Kung hahatiin natin yung mga sagot ninyo kanina doon sa survey, overwhelming yung heart, pwede natin isama doon yung sinasabi ninyong soul, vital part, spirit. And then for the rest ng sagot, doon iba-iba. Pero somehow ito'y related, like being the leader, being the North Star, being the guide, being the strategic partner, being the backbone of the organization, etc. So lumalabas talagang dalawa lang yung pwedeng pagkahatian ito. Ang sinasabi is HR is the heart. Now, let me just share with you my personal experience and my observation. Kadalasan naka-angkla yung framework natin. Pag sinabing puso, andyan din yung tinatawag nilang calling. So pag sinabi natin calling, and lagi nating kino-convey yung word na calling, tapos sinishare natin sa ating network na all around tayo, papagod na tayo, pero we're giving and doing the extra mile, and so on and so forth. I'm not saying it is wrong, because that is one of the key feature of an HR professional. We do the extra mile. Okay? At hindi tayo nagkukwenta. And every time pag kinakausap ko ang isang HR professional, kung kamusta na ba yung compensation nila, 90% hindi nila ma-request sa top management yung sarili nilang adjustment. They can fight for the other employees in terms of justify why they needed this adjustment, the alignment, etc. Pero kung pag-uusapan na yung tungkol sa ating sarili as an HR professional, parang we tend to rely on the good graces of our bosses or the top management kung ano ba yung nararapat na ibigay sa atin. Now, isa pang disadvantage, if I would call it, for lack of better term, pag kinuha natin itong framework na ito lang. And minsan, tinitake advantage tayo ng tao. Kasi para bang pag sinabi nila na, o di ba calling mo yan as an HR? So kung calling mo yan, ina-expect sa atin na do overtime even without compensation. Sinasanay natin sila because of this framework. Now again, I'm not saying heart is a wrong framework. I'm simply saying merong repercussion yun pagka ito yung ating framework. Then another one, pag sinabi kasi natin heart, parang ang peg, ang dating natin is para tayong nanay na kailangan mong ipaglaban lahat ng empleyado. Para bang ang tingin natin sa ibang mga managers, mga kalaban, para mga billing. Okay? Tapos ang tingin natin sa management is sila yung nagte-take advantage ng employee. Okay? So parang ang dating tuloy is kulang na lang maging leader tayo na medyo. Again, I'm not saying it is wrong. Okay? Because I have locked heads several times with management. And that's the reason why after becoming a VP and after I resigned as a VP, ang naging pangako ko sa sarili ko, I will never be an employee. And that was on 2010. Yung isipin na I am not practicing this. Sinasabi ko lang sa inyo na if you focus too much on this, hindi natin nakikita yung bigger picture. Ang nakikita lang natin, we need to nurture the employee. Dahil pag sinabi din kasi natin, we are the heart, we are positioning ourselves as a division, as a service provider. Again, I'm not saying this is wrong. Okay? Because part of HR role is employee services. And therefore, to be an effective service provider, dapat meron tayong element ng puso. Kaya lang, if HR is a service provider, naisip na ba natin, ano ba yung services na dapat din natin ini-expand doon sa top management. Now, if we focus too much on the heart and servicing the people, okay, I'm not saying again that this is wrong, but we are already dictating the parameters of what we can do for the organization. So, why don't we open ourselves doon sa thought na what kind of services should I offer para the top management? So, dito ngayon papasok yung sinabi nyo kanina that we are the backbone, that we are the vital organ, that we are the Lord Star, that we are the guide, okay? Or we are the spine. Because HR is more than a heart. HR is the one that keeps the organization standing and in order. Okay? Dito ngayon papasok yung services that we can extend and that we can offer to top management. Now, for the last several years, my exposure is on executive HR. Okay, ito lang yung mababahagi ko sa inyo. Habang nagpapakapuso tayo, lalong nagiging utak management ang management at lalo silang nagiging firm na teka muna, babalansehin ko kayo, HR. Kasi hindi na tama yung eskwala ninyo. Okay? But you know what? Based on my experience, kung halimbawang nagsishift ako doon sa position nila, like halimbawa ito yung specific example, very recently doon sa isa sa mga client ko. Yung isang manager, nagpantig yung tenga ko kasi nagpapatulong. Sinabi niya doon sa mini-mentor ko, HR kayo, dapat tulungan niyo kami kung paano tanggalin yung tao, hindi niyo pinipigilan kami kung ano yung gusto namin gawin na parang hindi kami good in organization. E di, kinausap ko itong tao ko. Sabi ko, ang role ng HR, hindi para gawing tama ang isang mali, para lang mapagsilbihan kayo. Sabi ko, dahil meron kayong gustong tanggalin na wala sa tamang proseso. Okay, pagbibigyan kita kasi ayokong sabihin mo na ang HR hindi nagpaparticipate. Sige, tanggalin natin yan. Pero meron tayong waiver. Tapos, pag yan naghabla, pag yan pumunta sa dole, all the costs involved pagdating doon sa Jason separation pay that we need to pay the employee, mga financial assistance, it's a charge to say yan. So, if you're willing to be accountable on that decision, I will be supporting you. Walang problema. Okay. In-escalate ko ngayon yan doon sa may-ari. Then ako yung mag-push sa kanya na ganito. You know what? Naging baliktad. Kasi ang sabi niya, I think, Sonnie, that is too much. I will agree with you na ganyan. Sige, pero to charge it to them, huwag na natin gawin. So, para sa kanya, siya yung naging puso. Ako, hindi, nung position ko yung sarili ko, na this is how the management thinks, accountability. Ayaw mo mag-comply, you are willing to take the risk dahil gusto mo tanggalin ng tao, fine, I will not be on your way. However, kung mayroong repercussion for the judge, then also be a man or a woman to face the consequences. Yun yung premise ko. Nung pinag-usapan namin ng may-ari, siya yung naging puso. Okay. But 99% of my discussion with them, every time na ang HR masyadong nag-cling sa pagiging consideration, pagiging humane. Alright? Then, the more na hindi nagiging humane ang top management. Bitin ko the more ng isang HR nagpapakapuso at pinupush forward yung pagiging considerate, pagiging makatao. Again, I'm not saying this is wrong. This is not wrong. Right? Sinasabi ko lang sa inyo how I saw it and how I experienced it in real life. The more HR pushes it, the more na nag-stonewall ang management, ang executive level. Okay? But if HR will present the bigger picture at sabihin mo sa kanya, okay, gusto nating panindigan, yung gusto nating panindigan, alright, okay, game call ako pagdating dyan. So, option 1, instead na magbayad tayo sa dulo, kasi ganito yung mangyayari niya, nagkarkasyon niya, ganito, magkakaroon ng kaso, may lawyers and everything. So, let's prepare a financial assistance. Sit down with the employee. Sabihin natin, Let's call it quits. This is the financial assistance management. Option 1. Option 2, tayo magbigay ng consideration. Laban tayo kung laban. Pero these are the approximate costs pagdating sa dulo. Labor expenses, and lawyer expenses and representation. On top of that, ano yung magiging amicable settlement. Sabi ko, between the two, piliin natin which is less costly, and secondly, ano yung hindi na tayo magkakaroon ng unnecessary mental wellness issue. Okay. Then, sila mag-iisip ngayon and they will become more humane instead of pushing our luck because we thought, kailangan natin ipaglaban ng lahat. Again, I'm not saying it is wrong. What I'm simply saying is, ano ba yung framework natin para i-present natin? Are you learning? Can I see some raise of hands if you are learning so far? Before I proceed, I basically simplified everything. Do we want to continue with the framework that we are the heart? And then because of that, we have to factor in that HR is a service provider. And aside from offering employee services, we might as well include in our framework specific strategies and action steps on how do we serve top management. Let me just share with you two basic frameworks kung papaano. The first one, since January ngayon, how do you assist the organization in crafting, in implementing, and in checking, monitoring the action items? We always look at the KPIs. So how do we assist and help them? So this is the simple framework that I can offer and share with you. Now, punta tayo sa specific HR silo. To simplify things, tingnan niyo na lang na ang employee ang focus natin. Okay, and then the thing that organizes or that holds the employee together is itong HR strategy. Ito yung pundasyon na kumakapit dito sa racket. Okay? Yung tinutungtungan ng racket. Yan yung HR strategy. Alright? Tapos yun namang nag-energize dito sa racket para mag-take off at ma-achieve nila yung company objective. Okay? Ito naman yung tinatawag natin people strategy. Okay, two phases yan. Again, this is the first phase. During the planning phase, the organization-wide process, then make sure the HR should be able to align the whole process and consistent ito pagdating sa core values, the mission, and the vision. And you have the measurable action items for your measurement and performance management. Now, once this is done, drill down ka naman dito doon sa specific strategies for building HR. That's my simplest way of explaining what are the two differences, the basic approach on how we can serve our management pagdating dyan. Alright? Okay, I guess that's it. So if you have some questions, you can post it in, or any reaction, you can post it in the comment section, and I'll be glad to respond to it as much as I understand it and as much as I can. Thank you very much, people.